Okay, now for our daily cancellation. Speaking of aggressive, we are going to cancel aggressively and with great wrath and vengeance everyone who is pushing the police are kidnapping people narrative. Now, we know this started in Portland when uniformed police officers were seen arresting someone and putting them in an unmarked vehicle. This is something that has happened countless times over many decades. It is very normal. There is nothing unique or new about it. But suddenly, somehow, for some reason, it's a scandal. You know, it's a horrible thing that's happening where we're arresting people in unmarked vehicles. So here's the latest now. A video of someone being arrested by NYPD has gone viral and has the left, to include people like Chris Hayes and Jerry Nadler, very, very upset about this video. Just we'll play it right now. Watch this. There is nothing strange or upsetting or disturbing about what you just saw. It's an arrest. That's all. Yes, the person being arrested doesn't want to be, but that's pretty typical of arrests. The only other option aside from arresting people like that is to do it consensually. And this appears to be what the left has in mind. You know, this is the way they think arrests should go now. The officer should walk up, I guess, very, very politely and say, excuse me, but I noticed you committing a series of felonies. Would you mind if I arrested you for that? I mean, you see, we have these things called laws, and typically what was that? Oh, you don't want to be arrested. Oh, well, okay, I had no idea. So sorry to bother you. Please continue. Here, is this, you're about to throw a rock at a cop car, right? Well, here you go. Here's the rock right back. Well, please proceed. Sorry to interrupt. Have a great day, sir. Now, I wish I was joking. That is really what they want. Many leftists, in response to this video, have declared that the arrest was unjustified. How could they possibly know that from that footage? It seems like they just have a problem with arrests in general. How can you see a video of someone being arrested, no context, no footage of what transpired before it, and just know automatically that the person is innocent? You don't even know what they're accused of doing. I don't know what this person is accused of doing or why they're being arrested, but they're innocent. Take me seriously. It doesn't make any sense. If, minor details like facts matter, I'll tell you what they're arrested for. The NYPD has explained it. Here's NYPD News on Twitter explaining. They put out a series of tweets. It says, in regard to a video on social media that took place at 2nd Avenue and 25th Street, a woman taken into custody in an unmarked van was wanted for damaging police cameras during 5 separate criminal incidents in and around City Hall. The arresting officers were assaulted with rocks and bottles. When officers from Warrant Squad took the woman into custody in a gray NYPD minivan this evening, they were assaulted with rocks and bottles. The Warrant Squad used unmarked vehicles to effectively locate wanted suspects, which makes a lot of sense. It makes sense to use them for that reason. They continue, when she was placed into the Warrant Squad's unmarked gray minivan, it was behind a cordon of NYPD bicycle cops in bright yellow and blue uniform shirts, there to help effect the arrest. Makes sense to me. Nonetheless, people like Chris Hayes, as you can see here, say this is kidnapping. This is ... kidnapping. Very, very dramatic. No, Chris, this is not kidnapping. This is making an arrest. That's what it looks like. Sorry to scandalize you, you hysterical child. Oh, they're using unmarked vans. The vans are unmarked. So, why does that matter? I say again, there is nothing strange, new, or scary about unmarked cop cars. Police have been using unmarked cop cars for decades. They use them, as was just explained, because sometimes the cops don't want criminals to know they're coming. This is not a scandal. This isn't anything. It's just normal stuff. Very normal stuff. Now we have here's what Jerry Nadler, a giant potato come to life. That's my theory anyway on Jerry Nadler. Here's what he has to say about this. He sent out a tweet. This video of a protester in New York City being thrown in an unmarked van is terrifying and should be unacceptable to everyone who respects the constitutional rights this country was founded on. There must be an immediate explanation for this anonymous use of force. Anonymous? Anonymous? They have bright neon uniforms that say police on them. You potato. This is what we get for electing potatoes to public office. I've always said we shouldn't, we should stick with non-potatoes at least. Nadler says he's terrified of the concept of police making lawful arrests and putting suspects into unmarked vehicles, which they've done millions of times since the invention of the automobile. Did Nadler just start being terrified by this now, or has he always been terrified of unmarked police cars? Why didn't he say anything earlier? He could have got some medication or something. He's driving down the road, sees an unmarked cop car doing traffic stops. Does he break down in tears? Petrified? So just to review here, it is not illegal for cops to use unmarked vehicles. They do it all the time. It makes sense to use them because oftentimes criminals don't want to be arrested and will run away if you announce your arrival. And in fact, despite claims to the contrary, it actually doesn't matter if criminals don't want to be arrested. They can still be arrested even if they don't want to be. And it's not kidnapping because police have arresting powers. And that's why everyone complaining about this is canceled. And they're all potatoes, all of them. Potatoes are canceled too, just for the record, just to cover all the bases. Hey, you, you right there. Hit the subscribe button right now. Do it right now. I thank you for your compliance. It's somewhat appreciated.